Hello everyone, I started a new farm today. This is actually the first farm I play in FS19. Like I said in a previous video, I used to play this game quite a bit in FS13, but I didn't play much in 15 or 17, so I'm back now for 19, and it's nice to see all the things that changed since I used to play. So I made a new map here now and prepared it just a little bit. So you can see now I put up a couple of buildings here, and I also did some changes to the field over there. The same thing I did in one of the guides I made about changing the fields by making grass grow where you take away a part of the field. So I wanted to try to make this work a little bit different this time. I feel like this map is sort of the fields and everything are medium in size, not small, not too big, but you know, somewhere in the middle there. So this is the game where you start with I believe it's 1,250,000 euros, and I bought quite a bit of stuff already just to get started. So I bought this house, of course, and a small shed over there, and I had to buy some equipment to make the changes to the field that I wanted to make. It's probably a bad change really, because this field is really small as it is already, and but you can see it's a lot of bad things growing here. We need to get the weed under control, I guess. So like I said, I bought some stuff. I bought the houses, and I bought one decent tractor from the area here I come from. It's a lot of fence, so I noticed that a lot of many YouTubers, they buy the John Deere tractors now, and they are really nice, but I wanted to try this fence since I can relate to that a little bit. And I also thought that I wanted one decent tractor to be able to pull the heavy stuff. So I'm gonna need to buy a second one, a lot cheaper one. And I also bought a fairly cheap combine. I didn't really want to start with the very smallest one, because you kind of end up replacing them quite fast anyway, so I went for this one. We also have a lot of cases in this area, so I come from a farm as well, and we have a Massey Ferguson there, but I'm gonna go with the case this time. I hope we have enough money to actually start off the farm and get things going here. I might have to do a lot of contracts and stuff in the beginning. And I also bought two fields, so I have the field that comes with this area here, but I also bought the one next to it here to be able to get some more income. You see I have some equipment here. I use that for changing the field over there. You will see that in a minute, but I think I'm going to keep this stuff around. It's the plow, because it's much easier to use this plow. It's a mod where you can I can show you here the subsoilers. They work as plows, and you have this one here, but you are not able to use it to make new fields. So if you want to make a new field and you want it straight, you want to use one of these. So it's this one here. It's a mod that lets you create new field. By default you can only create new field with these plows, and it's very hard to get it straight with that one. So that's why I bought the other one. And then I also bought a second seeder here, because this one requires cultivating. So that means I can just plow the part I want to change, and it will only sow the grass in that area and not the rest of the field. If you have a sowing machine that cultivates by itself, it will just sow everything. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna need some more equipment. I don't have a trailer, I don't have anything to fertilize with, because now we need to fertilize 2 times. So preferably I would like to do that once when we sow, and the second time after 1 or 2 growing stages. So I thought a little bit about, we're gonna spend pretty much all the money we have here, and hopefully we can earn some back. We're gonna need a trailer for sure. This one is very small. It's 4,000 liters, 8, and you can increase it to 12, but then it gets really tall, and 12 isn't that much either. So I think I'm gonna start with something that I want to keep for a while, like this one, which had 21,000 liters. So yeah, I'm gonna go for that one. So we have a decent trailer to start with. I'm also gonna buy. That's also a problem, that the fields needs to be. See over here. I changed this farming area, by the way, made it a bit wider here. And it's gonna need lime. Yeah, needs lime, needs plowing. So we're gonna buy a second cheaper tractor. And I looked around a little bit, and we also have a lot of case tractors. So I noticed this one is a lot of horsepower for the price. It's 145, and you can have the front loader. I like to be able to use the front loader on all of the stuff. The wheels, yeah, the beefy wheels are looking amazing. So let's buy that one as well. Then we have 2, so we have something to work with there. And we're gonna need something to get the lime on the field. I guess that is in the fertilizer. Yeah, that can do both. I wish there was a cheaper alternative to put lime on the field, but I think this is the cheapest alternative we can use. And we can also use it to spread the fertilizer, I guess. So let's get that one. So now we are able to sow, fertilize, lime, and plow. So this should be enough to get going. So if we jump down to this one right here, I also have a pallet standing there from when I had to put some seed in the sowing machine to make the grass grow at the end of the field there. I'm going to show you that in a moment. So we can at least bring this up. So I'm gonna put this here for now. Let's see, we might as well use this plow in the beginning. I might buy another plow later, but the goal here for me is to really get things going, and I want to make enough money to get started with the animals and all that. That's what I'm really looking forward to, mixing the food and get different kind of animals going. So that's really the goal for now. Like I said, I changed this field, the size of it, just to play around with it really. So I'm gonna test now if it works correctly. I'm gonna use the hire worker. I like to be able to use it. Sometimes I drive myself, but I enjoy being able to use the worker without problems. I know that there are still some issues with the AI in the game. They just stop or doesn't drive correctly. So, but this is probably gonna get fixed very soon in the future by Giant. So I'm not too worried about that. So we have a lot of space here now. I see I could have made the border even smaller and it would be fine, but this area is very suited for animals, I guess, because you have them close to the farm and you can always buy the fields around to have crops on. So much weed. I'm not even entirely sure how everything works with weeds in the game. If you spray them, does it take longer before it comes back, or should you just plow every time they show up? Or I'm not really sure. So I need to see how it works out when we start working here and try different things. Okay. The next step now is to prepare for sowing. So I'm gonna exit this one here and just see what the field needs. It needs lime. And like I said, we already bought the lime spreader. I think this is a really nice tractor, and it's a really good size for the farm as well. It was probably a bit early to buy such an expensive tool, but I'm gonna see if it works out. If it doesn't, then I have to start all over again, I guess, with cheaper equipment. But it's always nice to have one workhorse on the farm that you can use with the heavy equipment. We can also borrow some more money if needed, but we want to try to borrow as little as possible and pay some of it back as soon as we can. There we go. I guess we need to buy the lime itself as well. I assume it's here. Yeah, there's the lime. I'm not even sure how much we need, but from the videos I've seen on YouTube, you spend quite a bit. So I'm gonna try to buy just 2 here at first to see how that works out, if that's enough. Let's see. I'm not entirely sure now, so I don't fill the wrong. So I get fertilizer in this instead. I think actually I'm gonna put this to the side and see if we can get something to move them with, like a front loader. Guess we might as well buy the big one. to have a more powerful one. And then the pellet fork, I guess. That's it. We used to handle bales quite a bit in FS13, and it wasn't really working that great back then. It was almost like you had them on ice when you tried to move them. They were slipping away and sliding across the ground. I'm excited to see how it works in FS19. I think I have 2 lime pallets there, so I need to move this one a bit away. This is probably gonna look quite stupid, but it's been a while. I think I'll get into it again. Just need some practice. I think I might as well take this up to the farm. Yeah. Since the sewing machine is up there, I'm gonna need another shed later, but that's no rush. One thing I noticed when I made this game now, this map is really made, you know, with one starting point. You can start with this farm here. There are no alternative that's really good to start with. I think it would be really nice if they made like 2 or 3 points that was really suited to start a farm, and you could just pick between 3 spots. I think pretty much everyone starts with this this farm here now. It's so convenient and all of that. Just gonna see. Let's hope he keeps plowing there, and we're gonna drive down and get the lime spreader. When I use the seeder now, I will get, like I said, 50% fertilizing, I think, unless there was 50% from before. I believe it was, I don't know, potatoes or I don't know, something on the field next to it, so I can't really harvest that, so I need to plow that field as well. So it's gonna take some time before we get some income here. I'm not entirely sure how much we need now to fill this up. Can I fill it just by... yeah. Let's see how much we get. I think they have decreased the rate you spend this stuff now, so you don't spend as much as you used to, at least when you are sowing or fertilizing. But I'm not entirely sure how much you use of lime. I suspect we're gonna need a bit more of this, so I might as well buy a little bit more. So if you buy 2 more, these are really expensive. Fill it up. But it's nice to get things in order as well when we start. I don't even know how often we need to use lime. Okay, that's almost full, so we're gonna get up there and see how the plowing is going. I'm also not used to how the steering works now. I mean, when you turn, it seems to go quite slow back to the original state. I know you can change it in the settings, so I'm gonna try different settings there. Yeah, that seems to be going well with the plowing. And I'm not sure how far out this will spread. It's gonna look. It's not too bad. We start here. We can take one trip down there and see how it works. Looks great. One pass, I mean. I'm gonna miss something here. Missing a little bit. That's better. I'm gonna fix this little part as well, even though we probably waste some. Tiny bit there. Okay. I think we're gonna wait a moment until he's done with the plowing here. This guy is just about to finish plowing, so hopefully we can continue putting lime on the field. Unless he wants to... No, he's done. But this field is also a problem. There are potatoes here. There is no way for me to harvest that. There is weed all over the place, and it's 50% fertilized, so I might as well plow this field as well and get a good start on the whole thing. So I'm gonna put him to work right here. Then we go back to the liming operation over here. This liming is pretty expensive, but I guess it needs to be done. At least it looks very nice. It's a nice addition to the game. Also the weed the weed growing is, I think it's really nice. They add stuff like that to the game. This video is starting to get pretty long, so I'm gonna try to make some episodes out of this and not having them too long, maybe up to 30 minutes. I'm not entirely sure what the best time is, but I'm thinking somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Is the tiny piece over there? I think that will have to do for now. So I'm just gonna let him continue plowing, and then I should be back in another video where we continue. So thanks for joining me, and have a nice day. Thanks for watching.